All right, is this starting? We're going, right? We're happening. We're here. All right, Jen. We got been knocking them off. Jenny Hval. Okay, Jenny Hval is born in 1980. She's a Norwegian singer-songwriter, record producer, novelist. She's released 8 solo records, two under the alias Rockettothesky, and 6 under her own names. In 2015, she released her fifth studio album, Apocalypse Girl, and she released Blood Bitch, a concept album influenced by vampires, menstruation, and 70s horror film. And then, let's see, she was also in a gothic metal band called Shelley Ravens. She studied in Australia. But I'm going to talk about some of her, I'm not going to talk about her music. I've seen her play a few times in LA. She This book came out in 2009, and she has, I think she has, let's see, yeah, this came out in Verso Books in 2009. It's a translation, and there's another one called Into the Face and To Hate God. So there's like uh or Girls Against God. There's I gotta get some of her other books. So they might be different, but so let me read a little bit of this book. I also have some of her records, but let's see, what does she write? So this book, okay, Milk and Silk. There and not there. Outside the hostile window, the town is hidden by fog. The pier down the below dissolves in a colorless distance like a bridge into the clouds. At times the fog disperses a little, and the contours of the islands appear a little way out to sea. Then they're gone again. There, not there, there, not there. I whisper, leaning against the window, drumming my fingers against the glass in times with the word dunk to dunk, as if I'm programming a new heartbeat for a new home. So I sat in that first morning in Ioborn, leaning against the window pane, forehead flat on the glass. My shoulders ached from carrying my backpack. I hadn't taken it off on the train from the airport. I just stood and held on tight to all my things while train stations and billboards and bright colors whizzed past. The straps gnawed into my shoulders while I counted the stops to my destination. I studied how people would instinctively pull the handle to make the doors open at just the right time. I had tried to absorb the technique before it was my turn to get off, so that no one would realize that this was my first time on this train. When the time came, however, I stood by the door and pulled the handle to no effect. A woman in her 40s tapped my shoulder. The other side, love. And I just about managed to get off the train in time. After that, I stood on the platform for a moment while a stream of rush hour passengers passed by me like a river parting itself around a small rock. The trip had been hard. I had too much luggage. My coat was too big. I had become distressed in this duty free shop, which was permeated by the smell of sickeningly sweet perfume. In the hostel, my body became light and insubstantial. I imagined that I too was being swallowed by the fog, that I was dissolving in it. The remnants from my journey leg tossed around me, tickets for and promotional leaflets on the table, an English fashion magazine on the bed, salt and pepper packets on the floor, the sound of cars on the street outside, and a fly that buzzed under the curtains replaced the echo of a strange voice that had announced doors closing over the train's loudspeaker. I closed my eyes. The glass was cold and dry. When I stood up to take a shower, I had left a blurry oil print on the pane. So this is a short book. It's a little bit. It's kind of like this alienation effect, kind of like Kafka a bit, and then I mean, that opening scene is sort of like a Dario Argento film. It's like something horrible is going to happen or something. It seems like. But let's see. Okay, so let's see what they say about this book. Okay, so the main character Joe is in a strange new country for university. I'm guessing it's London, and having a more peculiar time than most. A house with no walls, a roommate with no boundaries, and a home that seems even more alive. Joe's sensitivity and all her senses become increasingly heightened and fraught as the lines between bodies and plants and dreaming and wakefulness blur and mesh. The debut novel from the critically acclaimed artist and musician Jenny Hval presents a heady and hyper central portrayal of sexual awakening and queer desire, a complex, poetic, and strange novel about body, sexuality, and the female gender. So it seems so thinking of it like that, it seems a little bit like Clarice Lispector, a little bit, like kind of. I mean, because I already threw in the Kafka, might as well. So yeah, I want to read some of. I'm kind of really curious. I'm kind of. I think. I mean, Chris Kraus is a likes what she sees here. What is this? I don't know who these people are. Okay, but check out her music. I mean, you could probably check it out on Spotify. Jenny Hval. I mean, I saw her at the Lodge Room. She has while I'm wearing a Place of Buried Strangers t-shirt because if I didn't see them on the same day, I think they both about 5 years ago they both played the Broad Museum, the Summer Nights program in the summer. If they didn't play on the same night, they played like the same within a month of each other. Maybe I'm thinking maybe Jenny Hubble played with uh, Geneva Jacuzzi, but you can look back. But Place for Very Strangers played Jenny Hubble, and then she came back. I think um, when I saw her, she had I guess the what's the record? Apocalypse Girl record, which I think I have, and very very interesting. I mean, she kind of I mean it's sort of I mean there's a bit of kind of arts like some art school girl decided to form a band with Jenny Hubble, but it's kind of cool too. I mean, she's one of the best at it. And it's great that she's written books too, and it's kind of like so you just don't you can be into the music or sometimes I'm not like I haven't seen any movies or or TV shows for quite a while. I was watching them 3 or 4 years ago. I was just watching everything. I've seen like one movie that the Yargos Lanthimos latest film like this year, and I've seen a couple of documentaries. But a few years ago, I was just catching up on all the stuff I missed over the past 5 or 10 years, like during COVID. And I was but that this gets kind of boring. So I always want to get back to reading or listening to music or doing other things, or even my own writing. And so it's great that when someone that does music writes a book, you can check out what they're doing. Okay, so that's enough for Jenny Hubble. See you next time.